As technology evolves at an unprecedented pace, one revolution is leading the charge: edge computing. This explosive growth marks a fundamental shift towards smarter, more connected systems across all sectors. Edge computing accelerates edge AI, enhancing real-time recognition, detection, and identification across sectors. Edge computing accelerates sustainable energy transformation, enabling smarter energy ecosystems. Edge computing drives manufacturing excellence through sustainability, IoT, and collaboration. Edge computing reimagines healthcare, creating patient-centered environments with better accessibility and interoperability. Edge computing revolutionizes retail and hospitality, delivering seamless experiences that elevate performance and connection. It reshapes industries as the demand for real-time intelligence and smarter applications accelerates. Advantech Wise Edge drives the future of AI at the edge, unlocking real-time intelligence across devices. It goes beyond connecting devices, unleashing the full potential of applications and agents to create a smart, interconnected ecosystem. Advantech is committed to driving industry progress, fostering innovation, and enabling ecosystem collaboration. Together, let's co-create the edge future and explore new possibilities.
Good afternoon to all our guests, partners, media friends, and everyone joining us online. Welcome to today's forum. I'm your host, Ashley. Today, we are here to explore how edge computing and industrial AI are shaping the future. You will hear from global experts through keynotes and panel discussions, sharing their insights, and learn how Wise Edge is driving real-world transformation. And now, let's get ready for the first session. The first panel discussion's topic is embracing the new era of edge computing and agentic AI. It's our honor to invite two visionary leaders to join our conversation. Now, let's welcome Dr. Lee-Feng Chien, former Managing Director of Google Taiwan, to come up to the stage. Please give him a round of applause. Thank you for joining us today. And let's welcome Mr. Casey Liu, Chairman of Advantech, to come on the stage. Thank you for joining us today. Please, let's give them a round of applause again. Thank you, Dr. Chien, and thank you, Casey. Please take your seat. Thank you. We know as AI moves from the cloud to the edge, it's reshaping industries. So the first questions we would like to ask Dr. Chien. In your view, what defines this new era of edge computing and agentic AI? What are its key features? Can you share with us your viewpoint?
Sure. I've heard a lot of agentic AI and edge computing. It's covered two important directions, and it's happening in the AI community. For example, the first about the cloud to edge. AI model right now is downsizing to be runnable on edge devices. For example, DeepSeek, and also like Google's Gemma. Another important direction is about the language model applications. It's not just limited to chatbot. It can be more powerful. We call it agent. What does it mean about agent? It means in addition to understand your questions, agent actually can perform tasks end to end without too much human intervention. So it's more exciting. For example, if you like to buy something, you can give agent budget and for agent to, and also some items of products, and they can make a plan and execution. And the important thing is that agent even can invent the algorithm. Just to give you a quick example, just happening 2 days ago, Google's Alpha evolved announce important events. It can invent an advanced algorithm to resolve difficult problems. And for example, they improve data center performance. They improve the design of GPU, something like this. So another important, based on agentic AI, I would like to say AI will make edge device smarter and powerful. So this is probably, you guys are here because Advantech have very good experience and right now build a very successful platform, something like we'd like to share later on. But I will quote something is quite useful and important. Gartner just say, like by end of next year, 80% of software will embedded with AI. We call it the embedded AI. And you can expect most of the embedded AI probably will happening and running on edge device, not limited to phone, probably like a PC, maybe kiosk with more powerful and intelligent service going forward. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Chien. Please, my microphone.
And you can switch the microphone. Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, my microphone has voice. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Chien, for giving us wonderful insights and
Yep.
powerful overview. It's really clear that we are entering a new era, especially for the agentic AI. Yes, and so the next question is for Casey. Based on Dr. Chien's insight on embedded AI, we're curious that what opportunities do you see for Advantech in this space?
Okay, first, very nice to meet everybody here. Starting this year, Advantech decided to communicate with our market with a new corporate slogan that is edge computing and white edge in action. This is due to the clear trend that the industrial AIoT market is strongly growing toward AI-driven business model. So everything comes to AI. The slogan represents Advantech's determination. Advantech's determination to be a leading provider of edge computing hardware, plus our multi-stack software platform, the white edge. The hardware and software building block will be in action and driving the industrial AI applications together. A previous page. Previous. Yeah, this one. According to an analysis from ChatGPT, the edge computing and the industrial AI market is expected to reach $500 billion by 2034. That is 10 years later. So it's a huge market, and the market will have a CAGR, common annual growth rate of up to 24%. So this is an amazing growth opportunity for Advantech and all Advantech eco partners. Advantech plan to put our focus on top 5 B2B vertical industries. They are, as shown on the screen, intelligent factory means manufacturing, then energy and utility, then intelligent system and AMR, intelligent healthcare, and smart city and iRetail. Advantech business plan is to offer a complete but a flexible building block solution for industrial AI system integrators. Our complete portfolio of edge computing hardware, showing on the right and left-hand side, and plus the multi-stack software platform, Wise Edge, showing the right-hand side, offers easy integration and accessibility benefit for system integrators. Wise Edge, the multi-stack software platform, offers 3 levels of software stack. Level 1 is async API containers. Level 2, async, first one is device driver containers. Level 2 is async API containers. And level 3 is wide IoT application modules. Okay, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Cassie. It's so exciting to hear about Advantech's strategy in this growing market. We're really excited. And now let's move on to the challenges of bringing AI into real world, into reality. We can see many companies still find it hard to scale AI. So this question is for Dr. Chien. What are the biggest barriers and opportunities for B2B and B2C organizations adopting edge computing and agentic AI from your point of view? Can you share with us your observation?
Before I answer questions, I'll probably quickly introduce myself. 35 years ago, my PhD dissertation is about language modeling. And I was at Google, the first generation engineer director responsible for search engine. These are 2 very sensitive wording because you guys probably believe language model will killing search engine going forward. But the 2 things actually can be put together. So regarding to your questions, it's so important. When we like to scaling up the AI in the real world, as probably Jensen mentioned about the physical AI or edge AI, it's more important to integrate with the real world knowledge, including the hardware and software knowledges. So there are 2 different challenges. One is about the technology challenge, another is about the ecosystem. For technology challenge, the important thing is about chip performance, because the AI model consumes a lot of computation. But the good thing is the media tech just shared the vision, say like in the future, the edge performance in terms of chip performance will be double the performance will double every 2 years. And also a lot of hardware software integration going forward. So it's important to have a certain domain knowledges like already built up. Not just hardware experience, hardware platform, also a lot of vertical domain, something like this. So I'm seeing this kind of integration effort and require a lot of integration, especially the ecosystem to be extended. And also in the ecosystem, people probably can see the very fast progress. Another progress I'd like to mention, Microsoft and Google simultaneously just announced their 30% codes are generated by AI right now. It's also built up the ceiling for every industry to improve our coding quality and something like this. All this kind of effort require a lot of integration, both B2B and B2C, hardware software integration, and to happening in the real world. So this is probably a bit sharing.
Thank you, Dr. Chien. And now let's return to Casey. Based on the challenges Dr. Chien just mentioned, we are curious that how does Advantech building an edge AI ecosystem across upstream and downstream partners?
Okay, as I mentioned in my previous talk, Advantech can offer complete solution to build up your on-site private server and the industrial edge solutions to work with external cloud and AOM. The on-site private server will keep users' private data to be fully isolated from public cloud. This should be a critical and for security purpose, a critical requirement for industrial users like a factory or a hospital. Also, the private server provides AI agent function. The vertical-focused AI agent with pre-trained domain knowledge will be available to further enhance the power of vertical domain AI solutions. This kind of ecosystem will bring industrial AI solution to another level of intelligent power and the future value. Next page. With my last page, I would like to talk more about the ecosystem for industrial AI solutions. Advantech is the infrastructure, is the building block provider for software and hardware plus the edge server. Both customer and Advantech need to co-work with system integrators. Usually they are regional because they need to work with customer on site. And maybe also need to be domain focused. Then the next ecosystem should be the cloud provider and the industrial agentic AI provider. Cloud provider is now really mature, like Microsoft, Google, and AWS. They are very mature. And we foresee the domain and the industrial AI provider for each domain will be available in the coming future. Now it's still not so much, but it's coming. The current ecosystem is ready to enable your general requirement. But more advanced applications can be added on by step in the future. So for edge or intelligent system, I think the implementation can be step by step. Now is the time to start. Taking this opportunity, Advantech would like to invite our worldwide SIs, vertical knowledge cloud provider, and the specialized application software provider to join this ecosystem in order to advance the overall business model to a mature stage. Thank you, and let's be in action to advance the industrial AI world.
Thank you, Casey. Thank you for your introduction. It's clear that building a strong ecosystem is really important, especially in the AI era. And now let's look ahead. Dr. Chien, based on the potential of vertical AI models, which industries do you believe shows the most promise? And as we move toward agentic AI, what are the key steps to make it truly actionable in the real world?
I just chatted with GPT. The answer is every industry.
Every industry.
But my answer would be a bit different. And I'm still not 100% trust ChatGPT and all AI model. But I know maybe tomorrow will be changed, right? And right now, the AI model is so good at reading. The performance of reading computation is much better than most of human beings. People probably don't know, like right now, the AI scientists set up a new benchmark to test the AI, so-called Humans Last Exam. It's HLM. 1,000 scientists create 2,000 problems for AI, and the problem only 1 or 2 human scientists can resolve. But very unfortunately, only 1 month. 20% of the problem have been resolved by AI. So I cannot say which industry will be impact on eventually, but I would like to share the important industry right now should be take action immediately. For example, like industrial automation. For example, like healthcare, just Casey mentioned. For example, if your kiosk right now embedded with a smaller LLM, but the kiosk can listen to the users' questions, and with AI knowledge, they can interpret the original database and respond to users' questions. It's become more powerful and smarter. Just embedded with AI, smaller model with kiosk. It's changed a lot. So the answer could be like, any industry with text in eventually can text out very smarter. And going forward, probably voice in and we'll generate voice out. For a lot of industry, so-called hand-free, you probably in the environment cannot typing, but you can speak, like in the medical environment, and doctor can speak, and the AI can listen, and then create a medical report quickly, and help a lot of improve the workflow. The only thing to do is to embed it with an existing system or equivalent with some voice input and voice output combined with AI embedded. So in the industry, a lot of new agent protocol is developing. One of very successful protocol called MCP. You can use MCP to embed the existing agent to combine together and running on certain computing environment. This is why we call edge computing. Why we need edge, not just the cloud. Because in some application, we need a real-time response. In some environment, we don't have an internet connection. And most of the industry, they should protect and control the data without leaking. So important things like anything happening on the edge help the industry to move faster and faster. This is my feedback.
Thank you, Dr. Chien. Based on Dr. Chien and Casey's insight, we can see that edge computing and agentic AI is really important and are driving the new wave of industrial innovation, and this will impact the whole world. Thank you to Dr. Chien and thank you to Casey for your wonderful insights with us. Thank you. And please feel free to return to your seat. And for everyone, join us online. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave your comments. We will be reading and replying. Thank you. And now let's move on to the next session. Our new topic is connecting the Edge AI ecosystem, paving the path to autonomous systems and robotics. This special joint session from Advantech and Qualcomm will explore how Edge AI is reshaping industry needs. Mr. Miller John, President of Advantech Embedded Sector, to the stage. Please give him a round of applause.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, industrial leaders, and all media friends. I'm Miller Zhang from Advantech. It is great to meet you at Advantech COMPUTEX Forum. In today's session, we would like to dive into a very hot topic in our industry, Edge AI and robotics. There used to be two separate things. One is AI at the edge, and the other is the robotics as an emerging application. But once they come together, robots get smarter, faster, and create more business value in our industry. So let's get started. The topic today is connected the Edge AI to autonomous system and robotics. According to the market research report, the Edge AI market will grow to $143 billion by year 2032, with rapid growth driven by the industry, such as you can see the manufacturing, healthcare, and also automotive. The number is very optimistic, but actual business value opportunity we see today are even bigger than the report. So Edge AI implementation is going to very soon, very high potential to all our industry. So let's take a look about some real business case. This is our currently business for implementation, Edge AI implementation across all the industry. You see the AMR, robotics, healthcare, manufacturing, and also smart cities. I give you some highlight. Robotics. You see the humanoid robot, also AMR in warehouse and logistics, right, to reduce the labor cost and improve the production efficiency. Also, you can see the industrial drone for smart agriculture, right? And also in healthcare, the traditional medical imaging processing with AI technology can enhance hundreds, even thousands times of efficiency. Okay. Also, recently, you see the hospital, there are more and more the AI surgical robot, right? Also, smart city, from the self-checkout system in retail market to the public safety, to the airport security screening, also to the traffic system monitoring. Edge AI has been introduced in many different industries, and this is not just the future. Edge AI is happening right now. Okay. I want to show you another. Please look at the report for global robotic market. You know, we are entering a very high growth era with a very strong growth momentum, like collaborative robot and humanoid robot. You see the number? Around 30% CAGR, very high and impressive growth rate, right? But however, you see from the top three, AMR and robot arm, and also the service robot, they are still holding the biggest share in the market. They are the best solution for the logistic, warehouse, and also service industry. Okay, so how to realize the business from Edge AI to robotics, how to develop our industry, how to support our ecosystem and also our partner. Advantech, we are created a core architecture we call building block, essential of the building block to accelerate the robotic application development. Okay, the core is the Edge AI. This is the brain of the autonomous system, right? To support some key functions like speech recognition, language model, digital twin, also the AI inference deployment, try to connect the sensing, real-time sensing, and also the decision-making at the edge. Second, the autonomous system need to connect the sensor module from sensing module and also control module. So, for example, from the 2D, 3D camera for vision sensor to the communication module like Wi-Fi module, 5G and Bluetooth, to navigation module like LiDAR and IMU, all the way to the motion control. Okay, and also how to connect the sensor, decision, and execution module seamlessly connect together to provide a truly operated autonomous system for a flexible and also dynamic environment. It's very, very important. So that's the building block that we provide to our customer and partner can work together to speed up your vertical application development, especially for robot market. Okay, let's take some look into some detail about the robot market, also the building block. This is the Advantech Edge AI platform. Okay, as I say, Edge AI is a core, a brand for robotics, autonomous robot. Okay, we are collaborating with Qualcomm to provide, to integrate their Dragon Wing solution and silicon. Okay, from the QCS 6490, SE Lee, IQ9, and Ecos OS and multi-OS ecosystem. Okay, by providing the industry-grade AI arm module, also the AI-ready system edge, and also industrial appliance for AI solution. But we are not just providing the hardware, but also building the software stack together to our customer to support their product face to the market. This is our software stack for Edge AI and robotics. Same, we are joint development with Qualcomm together to provide the Edge AI software stack for robotic market. 3 key strategies and highlight. First, this is an integrated AI acceleration platform with Qualcomm Edge Impulse solution together with Advantech Edge AI and Edge Robotics Suite together. Okay, second, that included 170 more pre-trained AI model. Also, this is a graphical user interface, like our partner and customer, they can leverage the pre-integrated sensor module and software module. Most importantly, the software stack has already fully built into Advantech Edge AI platform to support our customer an easy way to speed up your vertical application development and go-to-market. Last but not least, wireless connectivity also essential for autonomous system and robotics. That's also the key pillar that we collaborate with Qualcomm. Okay. After Qualcomm support that we can deliver the market-driven technologies such as you see that the Wi-Fi, phase roaming, location precise positioning, and also that with Qualcomm expertise that we're able to deliver a wireless, industrial-grade wireless solution with design support services. So we are ready to launch the co-develop the Wi-Fi 7 module for the market, and we are going to extend our collaboration from Wi-Fi 5G, RedCap, and also wireless MCU solution. Okay. Today's topic is Edge AI and robotics. So let me pause here to give you a summary. 4 key strategies. The first one, number 1, we will continue to innovate the edge computing with AI technology. AI at the edge will become a new standard. Second, we will integrate a wide range of the sensor module. Try to give the robot eyes, an ear, and also connectivity to have like a human-like position. Third one, we'll provide the software stack robotics suite to support our customer or partner, your robot application face to the market. And all above, the design support services will have the ISO compliance and certification. Okay, so that's the commitment that Advantech we can offer to our customer to speed up all your vertical applications, especially for the robot solution, go to the market. All right, so now I want to invite my special guest from Qualcomm. Qualcomm is a great partner that we have been working since 2022. Together, we made great progress, many great progress. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Nakul Duggal, the General Manager of Automotive and also Industrial Embedded IoT for Qualcomm. Welcome.
Thank you, Miller.
They say we need to take a picture first. All right, your turn.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Miller, for having me. Thank you, Chairman Liu, and thank you, Dr. Chien, for your remarks. Very interesting. It's an honor to be here. As Miller mentioned, our partnership is recent, only since 2022, but this is probably one of the most exciting things that are going on at Qualcomm. How do we bring edge AI, edge transformation to industries that have typically moved slower, typically have not embraced technology at the pace that we are now starting to see? My remarks are mostly going to be around AI at the edge and how are we democratizing this. You know, Qualcomm has been an edge company from our inception. We are a communication company. We became a compute company. We go across so many different verticals, so many different product segments. And today I would be happy to share with you some of the strategies, some of the ideas that we have, that we are partnering very closely with Advantech on. In the remarks that I heard that Dr. Chien was mentioning in the panel discussion, he mentioned text to text, video to text, video to video. If you start to look at what is going on in a very short period of time, people can now take pictures, ask a question, get an answer. This is starting to happen more and more in the consumer space. But if you think about an industrial setting where the age of workers that are experienced is getting higher and higher, the newer workers don't have the experience, technology is what's going to allow that experience to get replaced with something that is already institutionalized. We are starting to see this massive change happen across the board, where productivity applications are allowing on-prem appliances to get deployed so that you can keep your data that is trusted, that is private, close to you, train it, get answers in real time. One thing that we are spending a lot of time on is what I call situational awareness. In every enterprise, in every commercial, in every industrial setting, one thing that is very important is to know what is going on in your situation at the edge of your network, at the edge of your business all the time. Because that will allow you to create better safety outcomes, better productivity, more cost savings, better training, better resilience for your systems. And that is where Edge AI is going to fundamentally change the way that businesses are run. You know, we've talked about sizes of models over the last 3, 4, 5 years. Everybody talks about the size of the model, how many tops, etc. But fundamentally what is happening is models are getting more and more intelligent. They're getting more distilled. As they get distilled, they can be very intelligent all the way at the edge. The way that we think about deployments is we consider something that is the far edge, all the way close to where the analog is, all the way close to where you're actually dealing with the physical world. At that level, we can essentially put basic amount of machine learning, and this is why we actually acquired Edge Impulse recently. We can put basic amount of machine learning to deeply understand what is going on at the edge of the network, extract intelligence, and then make intelligent decisions all the way at the edge. This can be a time series piece of information, anomaly detection. This could be something that is camera-based. It could be something that is an audio fingerprint. It could be something that is a threat. All of this can be managed all the way at the edge. And then, of course, as you bring in robotics into the picture, as you bring a human into the picture, you start to add LLMs, you start to add Gen AI, and you make what is machine language understood by humans. That's the very simple way to interpret this. And today, we are democratizing this across every single platform that we are building. The partnership that we have built with Advantech actually goes back some ways. But independently of the partnership that Qualcomm has had with Advantech, Advantech also partnered with Edge Impulse, which is a machine learning ops company. I'll share more about them with you. And this is something that predated our acquisition. So we are actually very happy to see that one of the companies that we've acquired is someone that Advantech already had a partnership with. Miller talked about the work that we are doing together, and we are honored and privileged to actually be part of the industrial ecosystem with Advantech, because we believe that you need a tremendous amount of trust, you need a tremendous amount of credibility with the ecosystem to be able to bring these AI applications all the way to the edge, and we are working with Advantech across many different use cases. Now, let me get into the details of my session. So this is a busy slide, but I would like to share this slide because when we think about the opportunity for all of us across what is going on in the transformation, I break it down into 3 parts. Now, we've already connected the edge to the cloud. That has been going on for the last 10 to 15 years. Many different private and proprietary and public technologies have been deployed. We see various types of compute capabilities all the way at the edge. And now we start to see a lot of intelligence running at the edge. You can have very simple processors that have built-in AI all the way up to very advanced humanoid robots that can go do the same thing. The way that we think about how to map these specific use cases for a company like us that builds a lot of technology, we think of it in 2 contexts. Is the application indoors or is it outdoors? Is it a simple application or a complex application? Is the environment more benign? Is it a commercial enterprise environment, or is it a more ruggedized, outdoor, operational heavy environment? And we have to be able to build products for all of these various types of use cases because it is really a very wide dynamic range. So for us, what becomes very important is the intersection of compute, connectivity, and AI sitting all the way at the edge. Machine learning, audio, vision, and then more advanced computing. For us, very similar to how Chairman Liu described a wise edge in his remarks, we think of it very similarly. We want to be able to provide a wide variety of products that are our processor layers. They are combined with our operating system and our BSP, our SDKs. On top of the SDKs, we connect into the ecosystem's application layer, and that's where Advantech comes in and the Advantech ecosystem comes in. For us, this partnership is very important because the trust that Advantech has built with their ecosystem partners over multiple generations across many different verticals is something that we want to be able to connect into and be able to support. Let me describe to you how we think about our processor architecture. Given that we have had a history in edge applications for a very long period of time, for us, low power and high performance compute is fundamental to how we design all of our applications. We also design our platforms to be very versatile. So we don't prescribe what is the specific application that could be running. This is an example of the IQ9, which is something that Advantech is building on. This is a SIL 2, SIL 3 rated processor. It runs in very extreme conditions. It has 100 TOPS of dense AI. You can run consumer-facing Gen AI applications. You can run robotics on this same platform. You can run computer vision. You can run an AI edge box on the same exact platform. The reason this is important is because of the multitude of applications that all of you are going to be engaged in, that you're going to run into. It's very important that the investment that you make, the TCO for your specific application is something that is considered seriously. And that is why the flexibility of the platform is really important. I was here 6 weeks ago, and I met with Chairman Liu for the very first time. And one of the things that I took away from our conversation was how important it is to have a very clear, crystallized layer of software on top of which all of you actually develop. For us, the way that we are enabling our application processors is to really be able to provide to you a platform on top of which your software applications run in a seamless way. This allows you to be able to reuse all the investment that you're making, while we are able to provide containers that allow your applications to run directly on our hardware. The new space that we are now starting to get into is how do we actually make models that are very specific to the types of applications that you are trying to run seamlessly at the edge application. If you think about a data set like audio, for example, there are a lot of applications where you want to be able to train on a specific audio signature because it could be used for a specific keyword. It could be used for a sound that you want to be able to trigger some kind of an escalation around. How do you do that? By bringing Edge Impulse into Qualcomm, what we are now able to do is to allow you to be able to bring your data set, train for your specific model or a third-party model, optimize it for the edge hardware, and then build applications around it. This acquisition is very recent, but this is something that we've been able to scale up very quickly. You can apply this to computer vision applications. You can apply this to any kind of health outcome type applications. And this is moving very quickly because various types of customers have completely different needs. And the way that we are designing the hardware is to be completely independent of what kind of models you might run. You can run models that are cascading across multiple types of modalities. So I think the MCP comment was made earlier. We believe that models are going to get more and more intelligent as they are aware of the environment that is surrounding them. So if you have an application that is mobile, location becomes a very important input into the specific prompt that you're going to provide. That is something that we'll be able to go support. And with Advantech, we are already implementing this. So all of the platforms that the Advantech team is building with us on are already supported in this overall platform. This allows you to be able to bring your data, your models, optimize them, deploy them on the platform, move them from one deployment to the other, and scale. The other area that we are very excited about is what is going on in the vision space. The video that you see behind me is running on an Advantech IQ9. This is running 35 concurrent video streams on a single SoC. This SoC is able to capture in each of these independent 35 streams every frame, understand what is going on in that frame, apply object detection, annotate it, and build use cases beyond that. We've introduced the Qualcomm Intelligent Video Suite recently, and the video suite allows you to be able to annotate every frame, provide specific context in terms of what is the region of interest, what is an artifact of interest for that specific frame, feed it into a reasoning agent, and then allow the operator to essentially ask questions such as, hey, did the Amazon truck show up this morning? Who accepted the package? Where was the package delivered? This is something that you can do obviously across a single camera, but if you imagine that this is in an enterprise, if you are in a facility like this, which has hundreds of cameras, and there is a threat, and you want to search for a specific individual, you can say, in the last 30 minutes, did somebody wearing these clothes enter through this specific door? And the camera is able to actually annotate every single frame that is coming in. This type of situational awareness is how we have to be able to think about what is actually going to be happening in the world that we are in, especially as AI comes closer and closer to the edge. Now, you can run this with smart cameras that are running at the edge. You can also run it on brownfield legacy cameras by bringing in the video stream into an AI edge box and annotating it there. So the architecture doesn't really matter. You could do all of the above. But the fact is AI is now becoming so powerful that you can take the intelligence close to where the edge is. The other area that we are very excited about is this concept of an on-prem AI appliance. Now, last year, I spent a lot of time in the Middle East. And one of the things that became very clear is that for applications that have to do with highly secure operations, like oil and gas, these are networks that are not connected to the internet. You cannot actually connect them to the internet. That is just not something that is permitted. And the use cases for being able to run an inference query on, run retrieval augmented generation, simple Q&A, training, all types of use cases, customer care, is massive. You have to be able to provide this capability. So we announced the on-prem appliance at CES, and we've had tremendous feedback, including here in Taiwan. And we are very excited to share that the use cases where as models get more and more intelligent, more and more distilled, the ability for these models to be running at the edge within the premises of the enterprise, within the premises of your specific industry, allow for significant productivity gains for your workers, for customer care, for being able to actually provide intelligence at the fingertips of new workers that have come in without taking on the cost of running the inference query in the cloud. So this is something that is recent, but is picking up speed very quickly, and we're very excited to be able to share more about this through our Advantech partners. The other area, of course, is robotics, and this is something that this is something that at GTC Jensen had a very impressive session on robotics. It is really the next space in terms of where AI goes, physical AI goes, where we would see tremendous amount of automation of tasks that are typically run by humans. And we believe that this is like with driverless cars or with highly automated driving. Robotics is yet another similar application where you have to be able to deal with a tremendous amount of constraints because you have to deal with robots and humans coexisting. You have to be able to deal with the limits of thermal capacity. You have to be able to deal with precision and accuracy. You have to be able to deal with motor control. So this is much more complex than an automated driving vehicle because you are actually talking about precision, talking about dexterity. And this is an area that we are spending a lot of time on. We'll share more with you in the second half of this year. But running AI at the edge is essentially the definition of robotics, and doing this in a high performance, high precision, low power envelope is something that is a necessary requirement for robotics. So this is something that we will be sharing a lot more with all of you on soon. The approach that we are taking to this market is one of solutions, because I think, of course, the hardware has to work, of course, the software has to come together, but as Advantech is defined, there are 5 different verticals they're focused on. We are starting to build our roadmap out in a solution-minded nature, so you are able to connect into the specific solutions that make sense for you, and then we bridge that gap very quickly. And so for that, we are very thankful to the partnership that we have with Advantech. And with that, I would like to invite Miller back on stage. We are who we are because of the massive ecosystem that we have built across a variety of different verticals over many, many years. And we could not be more thankful to the partnership, Miller, that you have extended to us. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Very impressed. Good impressed from Nakul to share his vision from Qualcomm about how to enable the Edge AI solution, especially the robot market. So my last page information is how to involve the Edge AI into industry. Okay, we need partnership. So from silicon partner to sensor designer to the wireless developer and all the software ecosystem partner, and also the industrial alliance and partner today we have. We'd like to invite everyone to need to play a role. So we'd like to invite everyone to join to co-create the Edge AI and robotic industry together. Okay, so before closing wrap up today's session, I would like to invite Nakul to give us the closing remark.
Thank you very much for your attention, Miller, Chairman Liu. Thank you very much for having us. Look, this is a business that we are going to be investing in. This is a business that is important to us because we feel like a transformation of industrial applications with AI coming to the edge is really upon us. And you can see this not only in legacy applications, but as you start to think about vision, as you start to think about robotics. For us, we think about 4 or 5 key pillars: resilience, productivity, safety, overall reduction in cost of ownership, and really innovation. And these are the 5 pillars that I think are very relevant to every industry. So we are very honored to partner with Advantech.
Thank you, Nakul. Thank you, everyone. 谢谢大家.
Thank you, Nakul, and thank you, Miller, for sharing with us insightful perspective. Please return to your seat. Thank you. And now let's move into our next section. The following panel discussion is about exploring how physical AI is enabling smart robotics, edge intelligence, real-time decision-making in real-world industry. Now, let's welcome Ms. Linda Tai, President of Advantech iSystems Sector, and she is the moderator of this panel discussion. Please give her a round of applause. Welcome, thank you. And let's welcome our 2 distinguished panelists. First is Mr. Diputella, Vice President and General Manager of Robotics and Edge AI at NVIDIA, and Mr. John Yamamoto, Asia Pacific Smart Factory Business Lead at Deloitte, Japan.
I'm Linda. I'm very excited to join with 2 industrial leaders, NVIDIA, who's driving the Edge AI breakthrough all around the globe, and Deloitte is a global leader in consulting and system integration. Okay, so next we will explore how intelligence intelligence at the edge is not just only evolving, but also reshaping how industry will operate. So the first question I'd like to ask John is that I know on the smart manufacturing factory is eager to deploy the AI trend. And from familiar slide, talk about $143 billion opportunity in year 2032. Despite of the number, what do you think the most transformative trend in the world from Edge AI?
Oh, thank you. Yes, okay. So the trend, we are seeing, these days is that, so the manufacturers are implementing
the edge AI, so to mitigate the risks so are the associated with so-called data explosion. So let me give you the the context. The first about the data explosion. Yes, as you can see, so the slide shows advancement of IT and OT convergence. And so basically speaking, so IT takes care of the management and the planning. And on the other hand, OT takes tackles with the everyday production. So in the 1970s to until the 1980s, so the IT and OT didn't have much interaction. So only the interaction we could see is that that's about the MRP, material resource planning. So as you know, the MRP, so the ask the OT layer, so for the information of the production results. So that's the only thing. But as the time goes by, so in 90s, so the IT layer, so we see the ERP and MES and the internet. And at the same time, OT sees the SCADA. So now, as you can see, the MES and the SCADA, so taking hands in hand, so they interacted, the start interaction. So then we can see so we can see that there's the period of limited convergence of IT and OT. Okay, so I skipped the 2010. And at the present, so now we are seeing that virtual PLC, the virtual program logic controller. So which means so all the OT production equipment can be controlled by software. So now we are saying that we are saying the software-defined factories. So as Lee-Feng puts it, so today's presentation, and which means we are seeing the many sensors and actuators in today's factories, which means before just a moment. And now we are seeing some the data amount, exponential increase of the data amount of industrial data. Yes. So then which means that we are seeing the data explosion, and now but data explosion entails the many risks. Yes, next please. And as you can see, so the data explosion, yes, thumbs up, sorry. So that there are 3 risks: operational risk, cybersecurity risks, and the financial risks. And then, so that helps the manufacturers to mitigate the edge AI. How can I say, the edge AI to mitigate those risks.
Thank you, John. So thank you for the clear overview of how industry is changing. We all believe that the complexity for AGI is going more higher and higher. So I would like to ask Duggal from NVIDIA, with all the complexity, how NVIDIA is helping industrial customers to overcome the real-world challenge when they adopt AGI.
Yeah, so in fact, Linda, if you heard Jensen in this keynote just a couple of hours ago, he mentioned that in the next 3 years, there's going to be approximately $5 trillion worth of factories and automation being built. And in fact, last week I was at the largest automation conference in North America called Automate. And the trend's pretty clear, right? Which is we need more and more automation is going to come from autonomous using AI, right? If you look at the last 30 years, there has been automation done for high volume applications, basically 2 big applications, right? One was automotive, and the other one was high volume semiconductor electronics manufacturing. But almost all of that is completely pre-programmed. Humans, programmers, programming these machines. In the last 10 years, with the advent of AI, deep learning, there have been many AI algorithms that have been we've been trying to deploy into this to make them more and more autonomous. There was some success, you could say, but it's largely those deployments have been very brittle and very flaky because the technology is not general enough and it doesn't scale well across multiple factories because of changing conditions, because a lot of the manufacturing is small and medium, so there's going to be a lot of high mix. So we have a huge challenge. So then the question is, how do we really solve this problem? Well, it turns out the slowest way, what I've learned in the last 10 plus years working on robotics and edge AI, the slowest way to get there is working on the destination directly. The destination, of course, is the end robot or the end edge device, right? But developing AI and testing AI and deploying AI on the edge device, it's very hard. So what we have realized in the last few years at NVIDIA is you actually need 3 computers to solve this problem. The third computer, which is the ultimate goal, is the deployment computer. But the fastest way to deploy AI in the third computer is to work on the first 2 computers very quickly. The first computer is about training the AI, creating the AI. And if any one of you watched the keynote at COMPUTEX just a couple of hours ago, Jensen elaborately presented about the DGX and the cloud and data center, right? All the AI factories that NVIDIA and the rest of the whole ecosystem is building. So that's about training and creating the AI. Once you train the AI, you have to test it, right? And testing it in simulation is the best answer. It's the safest, fastest, and cheapest. Think about it. It's safe because you can break things in simulation, nothing bad happens. But if you test it, try to test it in the real world, how many robots can you really build before you can test it? It's also fast because you can run in simulation orders of magnitude faster than wall clock time in the real world. And then of course it's also cheap because you can run thousands of simulations in parallel. Now, the idea of simulation itself is not new, right? Anybody of you here chip designers by any chance? Have worked in chip design? There's a few, right? I worked in chip design 20 years ago. In fact, anybody that builds a chip, they will never send it to manufacturing until they emulated it 100%. Until you do the whole testing in simulation and emulation, you'll never tape it out. But in the case of robotics, that's not been the case. In the case of edge AI, that's not been the case. And the reason is because the technology was not good enough. The simulation, the so-called sim-to-real gap, has been big enough that you can't trust the result. But in the last year, 2 big technologies have reached a tipping point, reached a reasonable amount of maturity that we can start doing a lot of these experiments. Number 1, I think you all know, what started off as generative AI, the ChatGPT moment that came into digital AI. Now you can take those same LLMs, VLMs, language action models, vision action models, and so on. And now we can experiment with those for edge and robotics applications. So that's one technology that's really reached a tipping point. And number 2, of course, is simulation. We've been working on simulation for even longer. We've been working on a platform called Omniverse for over 15 years. And with new physics engines, with new using Gen AI to actually do some of this simulation to generate synthetic data, these 2 technologies are finally enabling us to do the build and test in simulation much faster. And then when you like an answer, you deploy it. And this loop across those 3 computers that you see on the slide is what it's all going to be about. So the fastest way to get edge AI deployed is actually build and test in simulation as much as possible.
Yeah, thank you, Deepu. It's very interesting, 3 computer solution from simulation, training to inference at the edge. But what do you see the next major evolution in edge AI, especially in robotics technology stack?
So in fact, robotics is an extremely hard problem, right? I mean, we've been at it for so long. Now that we have Gen AI, Agentic AI, and then number 2, simulation, we can really, the trajectory, the slope of the curve of progress has significantly changed. If the last 10 years were going like this, now the curve has shifted like this. We're still very early in year 1 of that journey, but we are starting to see, if you look at the whole ecosystem, how many companies, how many startups are now working on foundation models for robotics. It's exploded just in the last 12 months. And in fact, if you think about what are the steps required to create and deploy this AI, there's fundamentally 4 steps. The first step actually is data generation. In the case of ChatGPT, internet already existed, right? All the data that we generated in the last 10, 20, 30 years was existing. So we could train on books and the whole internet data. But in the case of robotics, there's really not that good data. I actually wonder if you take all the YouTube data and train a humanoid robot, I think it might dance okay, but it'd be useless in a factory. I'm pretty sure of that, right? So data generation is a super important thing. And we are starting to see the trend of much of the work being done now in creating data. Now, what's the best way to create data? Of course, you could try to do human capture, you can do teleoperation, you can do imitation learning, you can do motion capture suit. All of that is good, but it's barely going to be a fraction of a person. So we need a lot more synthetic data. And that's what we're working on, and we see a lot of momentum happening in synthetic data generation. In fact, using Gen AI, using prompting, taking some real-world trajectories and creating hundreds and thousands of that. So the first step is data generation. Once you have the data, you have to train the model. And we have a lot of tools and libraries that are now available to train your AI model. And step 3, once you train it, you want to test it. And testing all this robot policy and simulation is the best answer. So again, we built a platform that's open, available for doing all the robot policy testing. And then lastly, once you test it in simulation, you absolutely want to bring it to the real world as quickly as possible, and because you want to check the sim to real gap. And then once you do that 4th step, this is a continuous loop, right? The moment we are building these edge devices, machines, autonomous machines, humanoid robots, whatever embodiment it is, once these are going to be deployed, they're going to be in the field for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and they're going to have to get smarter and smarter. So this data flywheel across all these 4 steps of data generation, training, testing and simulation, and deployment is a continuous activity. And we are seeing a lot of work being done across the ecosystem. And I think because of this, edge AI is finally going to take off because we have the AI to actually deploy on the edge now.
Okay. Thank you, Deepu. I think this vision really brings to life of how foundational edge AI is becoming into the physical world, from the virtual model to the real-time decision at the edge. But at Advantech, I think any kind of edge AI solution is not just one-off solution. For Advantech, we provide the end-to-end product solution for AI workflow, from simulation, training, to real-time inference at the edge. AI-driven models start from simulation and training, what Deepu just sharing, and it is crucial for creating and refining the intelligent system. It will help the engineer to do the simulation and based on with the NVIDIA Universe-ready edge server powered by Advantech. And we support a virtual environment that can accelerate the simulation workload before we deploy into the market and to minimize the risk and reducing the time to market. But when you come to the AI training, Advantech on-premise SkyRack solution, and we also provide the infrastructure is needed to be scaled AI model effectively, with GPU accelerated computing enable high performance across a different process of AI workload. And also with a scalable storage solution and with a hybrid architecture of cloud and on-premise Advantech rack. And we are able to make it easy and effectively for the high-growing application market. But that's not the list. Advantech 3 computer solution with the Universe-ready edge server from Advantech, with Advantech SkyRack, and most important is the AI deployment at the edge. So Advantech has the full portfolio power and built-in with NVIDIA HX Orin that's provide the real-time performance and industrial-grade platform for mission-critical application for robotics, autonomous machine, and smart factory. But in addition to the 3 computers solution that we're Advantech in partnership with NVIDIA from the end to end, it's made 3 of us together, that Advantech, Deloitte, and NVIDIA. So one step further. So Deepu, why are the ecosystems so important to accelerate edge AI deployment? And also, what is NVIDIA is helping to make it happen?
Yeah, in fact, I mean, NVIDIA, we don't make solutions, we don't make robots, we don't make edge AI solution in the end, right? So we are a platform company, and we provide infrastructure, we provide acceleration libraries and reference models and workflows. Then we work with the whole ecosystem, starting with partners like Advantech. And Linda, can I spill a surprise?
Sure. Yes, live. You know, the live stream, we have 700 audience here. We have thousands audience on the video streaming on YouTube. Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Well, okay. I don't know how I feel about that, but
I'm excited for any surprise that for us.
okay.
Yes.
Well, we are at COMPUTEX, right?
Yeah.
In fact, you should visit Advantech's booth. And our latest generation third computer, we call it Jetson Thor, for the first time in the world, is going to be publicly being shown at the Advantech booth. And you should check it out. And it's going to run some phenomenal edge robotics applications. It's going to run some of the world's best large language models in combination with vision language models, in combination with RAGs, all running locally on the edge device.
Thank you, Deepu. So actually, Deepu, you just say something I want to say in the coming my session. So Advantech is one of the leading partner to showcase the live demo of VSS, Video Search and Summarization, running on Advantech Jetson Thor enabled system at COMPUTEX. So I encourage everyone, tomorrow is day one, please, you must pay visit to Advantech to show the world first Jetson module, Thor live at Advantech. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Linda. By the way, we didn't rehearse this and I surprised
Yeah,
you.
we did not rehearse that, yes. Our team worked very hard to make it live in COMPUTEX as the pioneer and partners. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
but back to the ecosystem, right?
Yeah.
So deploying physical AI is extremely challenging, right? Number one, the first challenge, of course, is the technology problem itself, which we are all working on. But even if you solve the technology problem, you are now deploying this into existing workflows and tools that manufacturing facilities are already using. So it's super important that the ease of use and the deployment needs to work in existing infrastructure. Otherwise, it's extremely hard to deploy this at scale. And this is where partners like Deloitte come in, right? So this is why it's multi-layer ecosystem. We got technology provider like NVIDIA, we got system builders and core technology on top like Advantech, and then we need solution integrator and consulting and deployment companies like Deloitte. So it's a multi-tiered ecosystem that's absolutely necessary in order to deploy edge AI and then maintain it for many, many years, right?
That's what we do. Yeah, thank you,
Yes,
Deepu.
thank you, thank you, yes. So Deepu, thank you very much for your sharing. I believe a strong ecosystem is truly a multiplier accelerated AI with a great technology, great integration, and great partnership to scale. Next one I want to share is that at Advantech, we fund the industrial. We focus on edge computing, as Casey Miller just mentioned, edge computing and WISE edge in action. We will address the unique challenge for the industrial customer when they deploy the AI at the edge. So the challenge where is that the real-time performance, ultra-low latency, and security and IO flexibility. And we have full product portfolio embed with NVIDIA, Jetson, Orin, AGX, and IGS all together. And we enable the deployment from perceptional AI, generative AI, and to agentic AI, and last but not least, physical AI. Among this, we see physical AI is a fast emerging area where the perception is go beyond the perception and real-time decision, where the machine interacts real-time with the environment. For this, that we embed that, as I mentioned previously, NVIDIA AGX Orin with Advantech Rocket Design System, and pre-integrate with the sensing module and software stack will make it possible to reduce the real-time and the low latency for mission-critical application. And next, I want to take a moment, even though we already touched a little bit of NVIDIA Jetson Thor. Again, NVIDIA Jetson Thor is a cutting-edge technology for the physical application for the edge AI. And we are proud to be the first one bring to the market with the live demo at the COMPUTEX. But this product is not just only provide the impressive 2070 TOPS. And more important is to unlock the full potential of this product. Advantech incorporate with NVIDIA to design sensor bridge box to provide the GPU direct RDMA with ultra-low latency, and also sensor switch box to simulate integration sensor to compute over Ethernet. By this, we provide high performance with the sensor vision at the edge. So this is ideally for the next generation physical AI, especially in robotics, AI-enhanced robotics, in autonomous machine, and LLM and VLM at the edge. So last but not least, that we talk about lots of robotics and physical AI, but still, we have to think about that in addition that to resolve the production facility in factory. How John from Deloitte is thinking that how the smart manufacturing for the AI, and also from your perspective as a global leader in consulting and system integration, what are the successful projects you've seen globally?
Okay. Yes, okay, Linda, yes. So I think, in thinking about some areas, so there are two requirements for the Edge AI. The first one is, so those areas, so will require, so the instantaneous response. And so in that case, so I think there are 8 areas of operations, so in the manufacturing facility, and so I think the asset productivity, quality, and third, the work redesign, which means the workers' safety. So are there, so the some use case areas of Edge AI. And the second requirement of Edge AI is that analyzing the enormous amount of data. So in that case, so that in this, in these 8 areas, so model-based enterprise, so is the area which can apply the Edge AI, as so Jen mentioned. So it's kind of the edge and the dual digital twin. So that's like with the power of simulation. Yes. So I think those 4 areas might be the potential use cases of the operations of manufacturers to apply, to adopt the Edge AI. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Regarding the global practice, I'm sure that as Deloitte, you must have lots of the global Edge AI deployed around the globe. Can you share with us some of them?
Okay. And so before touch upon that, so let me ask, can you please go back to the previous slide? Yes. So we Deloitte, so they have the foundational technology. So they left in the bottom side, so left hand. So not only that. So we have the cybersecurity and the safety. So that's a kind of the blind spot of the manufacturers to adopt the Edge AI. But so we Deloitte has not only the the IT system integration capabilities, but also the cybersecurity and the safety, so the capabilities. So so that sets us apart from the other competitors. Okay, and please go to the next slide. Yes, and these are some examples of our implementation of Edge AI. So as you can see, so we are now focusing on the work redesign and the model-based enterprise. But not only that, so we also help the client to improve the quality. So through through the combination of Edge AI and the sensors and the cameras, other sensing devices. Yes, and but last but not least, so to do that, so we cannot do that all by ourselves. We use the ecosystem partners. So that's so NVIDIA, Advantech also talks about ecosystem. We talk about ecosystem because we are kind of intertwined. So in those cases are also so for example the number 5 model-based enterprise. So we have implemented the digital twin for production automation planning. But in that case, so we partnered with NVIDIA, and at the same time, and for the number 1, the quality. So we have implemented the video surveillance to detect anomaly and deviations of materials. So in that case, so we are partnered with Advantech.
Thank you, John. So it circles back to the comment I made previously, a strong ecosystem is a truly multiplier to accelerate the Edge AI deployment. Together with Deloitte and NVIDIA, we have some of the cases. There's a lot, but only name some of the notable cases on the slide. To wrap up this panel, I have one last question for John and Deloy. In one line, what are the excites you the most of the future of Edge AI? And start with John.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Let's make it quick. Okay. So through leveraging Edge AI, so I think the manufacturers will never ever get left behind. So behind other industries. So in the era of AI everywhere. So as Jensen Huang puts it, yes, that's the most exciting part of Edge AI.
Thank you, and Deepu?
Well, Linda, I've been doing Edge AI and robotics for 10 years, and I always felt I've been living in the future. This year is finally when the future is coming to the present.
Thank you. And for me, I think Edge AI, with the new technology we just shared today, Edge AI will drive to the new era when the machine start to think, to add, and to transform the physical world into the reality. So I would like to thank you all, our panelists, and there's a partnership which we have a thumb up, right? Okay. So let's accelerate, together, accelerate AI deployment in the world. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda, and thank you to Deepu and John for insightful perspective. Thank you. Thank you for joining today. Please return to your seat. And now let's move on into our next panel discussion. We'll explore how hardware, software, synergy, and the ecosystem collaboration are shaping the future of Edge AI. It's our honor to have three leading voices to join this discussion. Moderating this session is Mr. Mark Yan, AVP of Advantech Embedded Sector. Please give him a round of applause. Please come up to the stage. Thank you. And joining him on stage are Mr. Manas Human, co-founder and the CEO of Nagaro. Please come up to the stage as well. Thank you. And Mr. Richard Huang, Chief Software Architect at Advantech Corporate Strategy Office. Please come up to the stage. Thank you. And now I'll turn it over to Mark. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. Yes. Thank you, everybody. This is Mark. So have a Richard on the stage. So let's take a seat. Hope you like the picture behind you. They look younger. Yes. Okay, so great to have Manas and Richard here. Actually, you guys already have a three intensive section. And from the first section, from Casey and Dr. Chien, Miller and the Qualcomm Nakul, and also Linda with Deepu from NVIDIA, also Yamamoto-san. Yeah, actually, you guys described the Edge AI opportunity very perfectly. But this is the final section from the English part. And I please need to say this is the most important thing, most important section, that actually this section we are going to talk Edge AI opportunity from software point of view. So actually, Ashley already mentioned that talking about the Nagaro and also Manas, your position. But just for, I think that more than 50% of the Taiwan audience here, that actually allow me to introduce a little bit about Nagaro. Nagaro is actually the German IPO company with more than 18,000 employees worldwide, and they're doing the business around 39 countries. So actually, just like similar like Advantech. Advantech is the industrial and also embedded device, the hardware king in the worldwide, and also the king of the edge computing. Also, Nagaro, actually, they're quite focused. Business software is focused on industrial and also embedded software service. And it's a global leader in terms of digital engineering. So, Mr. Manas, I'm not sure that if I introduce Nagaro correct way. But, so Manas, I would like to invite you to give us your understanding about Edge AI opportunity and Nagaro. So, Manas, please.
Thank you very much, Mark. It's difficult to come on and follow three great sessions like that. But maybe I'll take another perspective on Edge AI. I'm always surprised how much our physical world still looks like it looked 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years ago. So I don't know if you have seen these black and white photographs of our roads, of houses, kitchens, bedrooms, hotel rooms. But if you take a black and white photograph of our roads, kitchens, bedrooms, hotel rooms, they will look almost the same, right? So the actual physical world has not changed. And I think that the number of devices that we have, in this room even, if you take away our mobile phones, more or less we are living in 50, 75 years ago. And I think that this is about to change. I think that with Edge AI, which we have talked so much about, there's going to be this explosion of devices that can do interesting things for us. So for example, in one of the first sessions, the microphone stopped working. And there was no intelligence in the systems and devices to solve that problem, right? So you have lots and lots of such cases in this entire room. Of course, also people bringing the chairs up. Maybe humanoid robots will bring the chairs up. But in general, I think our physical world is about to change. And a lot of this AI that we're going to use, that we talk about today, it's all virtual, it's going to come to our physical world. And it's going to be on the edge, for, as Dr. Chien and many others said, for efficiency, for resilience, for latency, for security, especially in many countries, so data sovereignty is a big issue. So you're going to see an explosion of this. And I think these growth rates of 25, 30% all look very real. Now, in this context, right, there are many challenges, right? So there's some challenges that are technical about, how do you move your models to the small footprint and all of that, right? But I think the other challenge is that across these industries, across these companies, these use cases, like this microphone use case, right? How are they going to get transformed? So, some of these industries have been on digital transformation journeys for a long while, but how do we intercept those journeys? How do we bring these intelligent edge AI solutions to these industries? And there's a long tail of these possible solutions in every industry. And that's where I think the opportunity is. And so we are extremely excited to work with Advantech, to partner with Advantech today, to try to bring this to industry, try to bring this great revolution that we see ahead of us to make it real and make it happen.
Thank you, Manas. It really did talk this kind of AI opportunity out of the box. Actually, Manas brings us a lot of inspiration and also from software point of view, actually by the talking that actually he shared our team that actually from software point of view, we see more and more smaller devices that require optimized AI modules to implement into the edge computing devices. So it comes to the edge computing, the software part. So we know Advantech, actually we are majorly that I can say more than 90% is a hardware company. But we do still have a lot of software engineer in doing the software capability, especially the wise edge part case already bring up. So I would like to come to the Richard. So you are the software architecture for Advantech. And in terms of the wise edge, and from now on, we do see a lot of opportunity and changing from the chipset side, from system level side. So Richard, would you mind to share us what's the detail and also the structure in terms of Advantech wise edge orchestration and also what's the going to do? Yeah.
Okay.
Richard, please.
Thank you, Mark. In previous session, such as the Omniverse or the Qualcomm, the container they mentioned, actually you can consider that wise edge is a glue to connecting all them together. Okay, and just like Casey mentioned at the very beginning, it shows architecture. I will dive into that for detail. I hope that it will not too technical. Okay, and in brief, the wise edge, it comprises 3 different levels. We level 1 to level 3, and the third level, the level 3, we can consider is just like a traditional SCADA or industrial software. For Advantech in the past, we have developing on it over 10 years, and such as IEMS for energy management or IoT suite for data collecting and analysis. But for the edge AI era, we create two new levels, the level 1 and level 2, just like Qualcomm mentioned, the containers. Why we need the level 1? Because now the edge devices are getting smarter than ever. But usually these kind of edge devices are embedded system, are on embedded system with NPU or GPUs. That is not familiar with the traditional developers, especially nowadays, those so-called AI experts, they might be such as a civil engineer or environment analyst. They are very good at building model on desktop computer with NVIDIA GPU, and the operating system might be Windows. But they do not they do not know how to deploy those model on edge devices. That it would be very difficult for them. So to solve this problem, Advantech proposed a level 1 toolset to solve the problem. Okay. Our solution is just like similar to Qualcomm. We provide two types of containers. The first type of container is we call that base container. We encapsulate the popular operating system, just like Ubuntu and HAI and AI libraries, such as the PyTorch, TensorFlow, or LangChain. So our developers, they only have to rebuild, just like a Docker file, rebuild them, and deploy the new container on Advantech or any other, of course, primary Advantech hardware to run their new containers. So they don't have to worry how to set the environment parameters anymore. That was easy to them. And the second type container is microservice containers. Microservice container, we have packaged a lot of ready-to-use, such as the OLAMA or VLM, or some object detection, web service, microservice with web API applications. So developers can integrate their containers with our Microsoft containers very fast and easy to build their edge AI solutions. But we know, according to statistics and research, in next 5 years, 80% of the edge applications, edge AI applications, will deploy as containers. But how to manage those numerous containers outside, scattered outside? So we propose a second level, the level 2. We have device management tools to manage monitoring those containers. But of course, the device management features also includes some traditional remote device status monitoring are also included. And for the IoT data part, unlike the traditional one, we provide a high-speed, high-volume data pre-processing and purify to make sure all the data fed into the edge sync, our wise edge, actually is our wise edge structure. And those data will be ready to fed into AI modeling system or the digital twin system, just like the Edge Impulse or Omniverse. So the next slide, I will give a solid, please move to, yeah. This slide, I will give a very simple example, demonstrate how to use the level 1 or level 2 to build a typical AI solution. At the bottom of this slide is Advantech hardware options, just like iCam. iCam is a GPU, is an image industrial camera with GPU and is programmable. And another one is Advantech embedded ARM embedded system. You can collect the sensor data, external sensor data. So all the image can be pushed into the Edge Impulse constantly, and all the images are trained and push back to the iCam. So get the camera getting smarter. Imagine if that camera is installed for PCB default detection. So at the very beginning, that would be the detection rate maybe 40 or 50%. Maybe after you use it for a month or 2 months, it will increase to 70%. We try to create an auto training loop. And for the data, for the sensing data, it will push to our async automatically, and after the data purified, it will push to Universal or the Microsoft Azure digital twin system. And the last thing, very, very important, is we build a lot of MCP servers. So to let, and the MCP servers is a kind of tool that AI agent can use it. So in the future, I believe in the near future, all the entire factory or the IoT system can be controlled by language interaction, but not the traditional graphic user interface. For example, in this example, you can control a chamber. You can ask the AI agent, please elevate the temperature to 200 Fahrenheit on production line 3/3 chambers. Or you can ask what's the PCB defect rate, average PCB defect rate in past 3 weeks. So that is our goal, to make everything is AI agent. Okay, we move to the next one. Yeah, this is the last one. All the level 1 and level 2 resources we put on our website. So everyone, such as the container catalog, WiseEdge, marketplace, and developer website. So after the session, if you are interested, you can visit our website to check it out.
Thank you, Richard. So you bring up the marketplace, Wise Marketplace, container, and also catalog portal. So I back to the Manas. I know you have a great talk with Casey, and your team is working with Richard's teams in terms of WiseEdge. So would you mind to give us some suggestion or any opinion how Nagaro is going to help Advantech in terms of the WiseEdge? So Manas, please.
Yeah, sure. It's actually been fantastic to get to know Casey, and his energy and ambition and enthusiasm, and his love for Advantech and its products, his love for Taiwan is fantastic. So Casey it's really inspiring to meet him. And actually the whole Advantech team has been over the last several months, we have worked together and had very good relationships and friendships developing. But coming to WiseEdge, I think a lot of work has been done, and it's a very dramatic sort of approach. See, we are happy to support it with our experience. As Nagaro, we have been in the software product engineering space for nearly 30 years. And you probably use our software that we have built every day somewhere or the other. For example, I was taking this Singapore Airlines flight to Taipei, and when the pilot says your flight time is so many hours, so many minutes, I know the product, that's Lido, and we have built that product for Lufthansa Systems Lido, which Singapore Airlines uses. So in that way, because we have been building products, so we have some sense not just of the software engineering, not just of the data, but also architectures and so on. But beyond that, product management, product roadmaps, product life cycles, product teams and how they should work together, and to scale that out. So I think we bring that to WiseEdge. So turbocharge WiseEdge's ambition, hopefully. Second, WiseEdge is designed for software engineers, and we are software engineers. So from a user perspective also, we can add our inputs. And then we have a huge variety of clients. We have clients in like over 1,000 clients. And we can bring what we learn about the actual uses of WiseEdge, add these clients back to Advantech. So I think that together, we expect to do a lot more with WiseEdge and really drive it forward.
Thank you, Manas. So now we need to appreciate that, Manas, you bring the Nagaros as all the software force to behind Advantech and to support the WiseEdge, this kind of software platform. So Rucha, we have a customer here and also the channel partner, system integrator here. Would you mind giving one last value to encourage a customer to use WiseEdge?
Of course, Manas just mentioned WiseEdge is for engineer. That is one way we help our channel partner or our system integrator, this kind of partner. But another kind of help is on business. Because traditional way, maybe a lot of people may think if I want to build a AI system for a factory, we might have to spend a lot of money on AI modeling. But actually, according to the statistic, building an AI system for a factory or a company, 80% of the cost is on IoT infrastructure. Infrastructure including the communication, the sensoring, and the data pre-processing, and of course the data center or cloud system. Only 20% is on AI. So WiseEdge, we can cut the cost and development time on IoT parts to about 20% and AI part to 5%. So in total, only about a quarter of it was. Okay, so that is not just benefits. That is not just benefit our partner on profit, but benefit on market developing, market expansion.
Okay, thank you, Richard. 75% saving from the time and cost is really a big amount for you using the WiseEdge. Okay, so Manas, back to you. So would you mind, besides those WiseEdge Corporation, and we know that Nagaro is the software leader in terms of a digital engineer, Advantech is embedded, also the industrial edge computing leader. What else you think both sides can work together for this, besides the WiseEdge software partnership? What things you think both companies can do together?
So I think we're entering into a really deep partnership, and so to have many streams. I think beyond the basic WiseEdge platform, we are looking at building out industry-specific solutions, right, together. And we work in several industries around the world, and we have multi-million or tens of millions of annual customer connect for multiple years and for decades even with these customers. So we know what they're looking for, we know what can help their businesses. So we can build with Advantech these industry-specific solutions, whether they're full products or they're extensible accelerators or whatever. So we have to still figure that out. But that is one area which would really help, I think, all our customers and SI partners of Advantech to take more solutions to your clients, right? So I think that's very exciting. I think beyond that, we as Nagaro have like 1,000 plus customers, as I said, and we are able to then bring Advantech's solutions to these customers. And know that Advantech's huge international distribution and support can support them, so that's fantastic. And also we are German listed and we have a big presence in India, so I think that in these two countries at least, we can definitely open doors for Advantech, support Advantech a lot more. So very, very exciting for us.
Thank you, Manas. So I think that all the audience here, that we are lucky to witness the cooperation between Nagaro and Advantech side. 42 years ago, Casey founded Advantech. And 30 years ago, Manas, you built up the Nagaro teams. So both sides joined together, not only from the hardware to the software. Also tomorrow morning, Casey and Manas will have another joint venture. We are planning for the 2026 plan, business plan, to bring all the together in terms of the solution or energy, industrial, and also transportation from the air company to the transportation company. A lot of businesses we can cooperate together. And the final thing is the WiseEdge is also very important. Through the cooperation between Advantech and the Nagaro, that today, actually, I know that not only the Nagaro team, you appreciate that you bring the more than 7 people from Nagaro, from Japan, from India, from Nagaro worldwide, and also Advantech side, or Advantech customer, we have a Japan customer, Korean customer, also Intercom customer, Middle East customer, from everywhere. I believe that today's meeting is just the beginning. After this meeting, actually, the both sides, the RBU team, the partner, channel partner, we should work together to bring this WiseEdge and the Edge AI opportunity together. So thank you, Manas, and thank you, Richard, again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you, Manas and Richard. Thank you for sharing with us valuable insight. Thank you. And please,
one picture?
One picture,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
Let's look at the front camera.
Okay. Thumbs up.
Okay, with a thumbs up.
Okay.
This is really a great moment.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for
Master.
joining us today, and please return to your seat. Thank you. Through today's inspiring discussion with again valuable insights. And if you want to learn more, we invite you to join us at COMPUTEX on May 20 to 23. You can visit Advantech's booth and watch 24 live streams, and don't miss our special talk at COMPUTEX Forum on May 21st. And for more details, please check out our event page, and don't forget to subscribe to Advantech's YouTube channel. And today's forum has come to an end. Thank you all for joining with us today. Thank you for your participation. And snakes are available outside. Please feel free to take a break and connect with others. And just a little reminder, if you've signed up for the Chinese session, please return to this room by 4 p.m. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Ashley. See you next time.